if I had to get a 9 to 5, I just wouldn't be able to cope, and I would have killed myself, or I would have just been doing stupidness. Yo, it's Kane Chattey, and I'm here with GUAP magazine.
Tell you what I did last night. Came home, say around 2:45, still so high. Hypnotized in a trance from this.
As an MC, I was alright. I had a couple shows, like 250 people and shit. Like, it was actually alright. And then I thought, I need to start making some videos to the stuff. And I was like, but who can shoot videos? I didn't know no one at the time. So I thought, fuck it, I'll just learn. Why don't I just learn how to make videos? So I did, and I started, and I was like, this is wavy. I was like, I'm enjoying this. So I just started making videos for everybody else. Then it got to a point where I was like, oh, I can really take this seriously, and I can do something with this. Everyone's trying to make music in it, but not really. At that time, a lot of people weren't trying to do videos, and they didn't care about videos. So I just thought, well, there's an open lane, let me take that real quick and see how far I can run with it. I wish it had come a little bit earlier. I wish it had come when I was like 12, 13. I guess the educational system doesn't really give you those kind of opportunities. So either your standard national curriculum. I wish it had come earlier, because I would have been a lot better. And I would have made a lot more mistakes to learn from. When you're 18 and 17 and 18 and you're making these mistakes, it feels like you're too old to be making these mistakes, you know what I mean? It's like you feel like a big man at 18 years old. You feel like I should know this kind of stuff, or I shouldn't be making mistakes. So it would have, I think if it came earlier, it would have taken the pressure off a little bit, but I feel like everything happens when it's supposed to happen. So I didn't really have no control over it anyway, so it happened at the perfect time. I'm just someone who just doesn't try to limit themselves. Somebody who seeks pleasure out of achieving things that even I don't think I'll be able to achieve. Whether that's making a podcast, whether that's making a film, music video, a song, a painting, anything. Just a creative, just an artist in general. I just felt like I had to create, or I was going to lose my mind. That's basically how it came about. I was like, I need an outlet for all of these things that I'm thinking in my head. I need somewhere to put them, and it just so happened that I found creation, art, all of that stuff. That's how it started.
Drop into your feet, oh my.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I literally have no idea. I'm making it up as I go along, and I feel like that's how all the best people do it. Like, if you know the rule, well, there's two ways, because people want to disagree with me. If you know the rules, it's very hard to deviate away from them, because they're so ingrained in you. If you're a classically trained pianist, like, it's very hard to do things that you know you're not supposed to do. If you don't know what you're doing, like, everything is good. Everything is good if you have no idea what you're doing, because there's no expectation. I think that when you know what you're doing, you have a certain expectation of how things should be, when really in art there is no should. There is only what is.
Let me know
It takes more courage to stay and do something that you don't want to do. I think that's the true test of character, is to stay and stick at something that you feel isn't right for you. I don't think it takes courage at all, really, to do what you want to do because it's what you want to do. It's like, I don't think that that's the true sign of courage. What would be really brave was for me to be uncomfortable and stay at university. If you're coming down this lane for money, don't do it. If you're doing anything for money, go do a little 9 to 5, go get a career, go get something that is solid. Because most of the time you're going to have to compromise your want for money in substitution for your want for either integrity, freedom, integrity and freedom, to be honest. Because if I had to get a 9 to 5, I just wouldn't be able to cope, and I would have killed myself, or I would have just been doing stupidness. And it sounds drastic, and it sounds like a little bit cliche as well, but it's just the reality. I can't do a 9 to 5. Like, it's the same reason why I quit SBTV. Like, I can't do that level of commitment. I can't do having a boss. I can't do all that stuff, and I would have gone crazy. I have gone crazy doing it. So it's like I would have definitely not been here, or I would have just been doing stupidness because I don't really care about other stuff. Yeah, I had a scholarship for Duke University in America to go play and study at the same time, but I turned it down because I wasn't really feeling it. Just something I didn't want to do for the rest of my life. I didn't want to kick ball for the rest of my life. It just wasn't something that interested me. It's like a kid's dream, innit? Like, but then when it actually becomes a reality and you think, right, is this all I have to offer to go and run around the pitch for 90 minutes? Like, am I really going to connect with people? Am I going to change people's lives? Am I going to maybe have a say in what happens in the world with a football at my feet? Probably not. So I decided not to do it.
With the click of balls, I make it all run to your bits. I ain't impressed by none of them, not one of them, shutting them out.
I expected the podcast to connect slyly because it's a conversation that needs to happen. There's a lot of bullshit conversations that happen in London. There's a lot of stuff that gets said for controversy. There's not a lot of honesty in certain situations, and I feel like it was something that needed to happen. It was a conversation that needed to be had. And these artists are all begging for a platform where they can come and just be honest and be like, listen, yo, this fucking artist thing scares me. Like, I'm scared of this shit. What if it doesn't work out? What if what I'm working on doesn't sound as good to other people as it sounds to me? So I felt like if it connected with me and it was a good idea to me, then it's going to connect with everybody else in a similar position to me. So slightly I did, but obviously I was scared as well that people would be like, shut the fuck up. I've never done anything on my own before. Everything's always been like either in Jamal's shadow or hidden behind another big artist. So I never really stepped out and did something as, yo, this is me, this is Kane, this is what I've got to say, and this is how I see the world. And that surprised a lot of people as well. They would hit me up and be like, bro, I didn't even know that this was you, innit? Like, I didn't know that. I just thought you were some camera guy. Like, so yeah, I expected it to resonate. Not as much as it did. It went to like number 3 in the iTunes chart and shit. Like, I didn't expect it to resonate outside of people that I didn't know. So that's a blessing. I'm so happy about it.
Them guys there ain't nothing like Darren. Them guys there ain't nothing like that.
Work hard, fight, stop wasting time. Like, it's mad to go back to like a 14-year-old or whatever and tell them. Imagine if you could go back to when you were 14 and just tell your younger self, if you just sit and focus and you just study and you work hard at what you really want to be good at, you learn everything there is to learn, you're going to be the sickest. Like, if you're 14 and you're listening to music, you think, Kano, Gets, Titch, like, these are the only people that exist. Nah, like, there's Herbie Hancock, there's fucking Nina Simone, there's all of these music artists that you can bring into your music as well. Like, if you're a 14-year-old, you want to make films and you're watching Michael Bay or whatever, nah, know that there's an Ingmar Bergman that's been making films for like years and shit. Like, just study your craft, work hard, like, know more than everyone. Or at least try to know more than everyone, because then you have more to apply. But then that's on like a professional level. On like a spiritual level, I'll just tell my younger self to just understand you don't know nothing. Like, this world is so much bigger than you are. You don't know one thing about it either. And it's ever changing. The second you do feel like you've got a grasp on it, it's completely changed form and you've lost it again. But don't stop trying to grab it. That's what I say.
If man come through with a somebody's gonna get best you all get. I heard man talking grease before, but now cause he is not.
It's difficult to know what's next because life happens every single day. Something new happens, something bad happens, something good happens. At the moment, my main focus is just to stay alive, really, because as long as I'm alive, I'm going to be able to achieve something. I don't make goals. I've never made plans ever. And the only plan I ever made was to work for SBTV. And once I got it, I realized it was something that I didn't really want anyway. So I try not to make goals anymore because that leads to expectation. And expectation only leads to one thing, which is disappointment. So I just live in the moment. My goal is to stay in the moment, stay in the now for as long as possible. Appreciate everything that is happening at this second. Not worry about what happened yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow. Just appreciate how far I've come and how good life actually is.
Ain't got the tugs on lock like me. Ain't got the drugs on lock like me. Ain't got the ting on cop like me. They ain't got no shake top box like me. So you better mind out who you're talking to. Cause I box man with a quick 1 and 2. Send a man eyeball black and blue. The whole of my block is blue. Avatar man won't have an inch or have a bar. Man will send for the ting and you'll have a scar. Force your whole fam, I'll get a birdie. Try have a go.